It's called How Dare You? And this is how it goes. Who do you think you are? You're not a reading professor. And you're not even an academic for that matter. What makes you think what you've created is going to work? Well, it does work. And I've got plenty of evidence to prove it. I'm Liz Danoon, and I've got 3 children who all have dyslexia. And they all struggled with reading and spelling at school. And this set me on a journey to help them not only to read and spell, but to get their confidence back and to do well in life and to be happy. And I wanted them to succeed. So, of course, once I started the journey to help my children, it led me on another journey to help others. And what started out as just some parents at school has led me to helping thousands of others. So first I started by writing what I thought was going to be a pretty short ebook that people could download, but it soon became a real book, and it was called Helping Children with Dyslexia. I remember when I took it to the publisher, it was so long, he told me no one would get through it because it was as extensive as an encyclopedia. It's too long, he said. So I pared it back and I put all the extra information, in fact, extra chapters, into my free hub website, Dyslexia Daily. So you can go there and you can actually download free ebooks from that site. So next came a lot of speaking gigs, because once my book came out, I got asked to speak. So I talked at schools, I talked at conventions, I talked at community centres, and I even talked to politicians, both state and federal, because everybody knows somebody who struggles at school or who did struggle at school. Can I tell you, when I bring up this topic, anywhere I go, everybody has got a story. So the next question was from parents after this, and they said to me, your book is great. It's really helped me a lot to understand learning difficulties and dyslexia, but now I need a way to help my children to learn to read and spell. Can you help with that? At first I was like, no. Yes, I'm a teacher, but I don't feel qualified to teach children with learning difficulties how to read and spell. I just didn't feel qualified. I should have felt qualified after doing all of that teaching and all of that work at Teachers College, but I didn't. So as the months ticked by, this is how my brain works, right? Somebody plants a seed, and slowly but surely the messages start to get through. And to add to this, I was answering hundreds of emails every day from parents who were desperate to rebuild their children's self-confidence and self-esteem. Now, these were parents whose children were spiralling downhill quickly. Their anxiety levels were going through the roof. Some were self-harming, and quite a few of these kids were having suicidal thoughts. And I'm talking children as young as 7. Give me a moment. I've just got to see if I can turn off the noise out in the hallway. Rob, would you mind just sorting that out for me? Thanks. Sorry about that, everyone. It's just I've got somebody out there vacuuming, and it's too loud and I can hear it. So as I was saying, anxiety levels were through the roof, and some of these kids were self-harming. And I was really worried. In fact, it broke my heart. This desperate need from parents created a massive motivation in me, because I wanted to create a reading and spelling program that would rebuild children and set them on the right path. I wanted this to be the path that schools should be setting them on. So I really started to look at ways in which I could come up with a solution that would work. So I made a promise to myself and to my whole new community, my Dyslexia Daily community, that I would do everything in my power to create a reading and spelling method that rebuilt self-confidence and worked. It didn't happen overnight, but it did happen. And after 3 years of researching, another 2 years of creating the vehicle that children could drive so they were in control of their learning. Our kids are really smart. They know exactly what they need to learn. So I've got to tell you though, I nearly went broke doing this, and it's not something I've talked about before because I'm dead serious. There was no money coming in during this time. We were living on our savings to survive. For the 5 years I was creating this method, there was no income. The other thing is that you're probably thinking, oh yes, but you've had the book. Well, books take a long time to write. Books take a long time to get to the publisher, to get them edited, to get them out there, to get them marketed. And I wasn't making a huge amount of money from my book at that time either. Hold on a second. Excuse me. In hindsight, though, I'm glad I took the risk because this reading and spelling method that I ended up creating, it's a bit like nothing else you've ever seen. It's new, it's really, really different, and it works. So in order to understand it, I ask parents, teachers, and specialists to watch a web class where I describe how it works and what it is. So the only way to get access to it is by watching the webinar. So webinar web class. So I'm going to put a link below this Facebook post today. So if you would like to come and join me on the webinar and learn a lot more about how this method works, then I welcome you and I invite you to do that. So this launched in 2014. It's not a brand new thing in terms of it being used by families, but it's a brand new way that you won't see anywhere else. Since 2014 when it launched, thousands of children have used it, but every child is different. If you remember, I talked to you earlier this week about the fact that there are 5+1 things that hold children back. So not everything you look at is going to work for every child. So I want you to know, though, that I designed this so it worked for the vast majority. So if you've got a child who's suffering from anxiety, doesn't enjoy going to school and is struggling with reading and spelling, this is definitely something you should consider. So watch the webinar, learn something new. Yes, there is a cost to using the program, but I've done everything I can to make it affordable for every family. And I still get to pay my bills and I get to pay my team because I work with a fantastic team of technicians, customer service people, graphic designers, writers. I mean, I have an absolute ball. Every day for me is not work. Every day for me is hanging out with people that I really enjoy spending time with. So if you need some support in this area, let us know. Now, it's global. So if you're in the UK or you're in Australia or New Zealand or India or you're in the US or Canada, this will work for you. There's both UK and US options. And you can see testimonials as well from parents. And I'll put a link in today's blog post so you can actually go and have a look at some of those testimonials. And they're from parents, children, and teachers. So just like any item you buy for children, just because you bought it doesn't mean they're going to use it. So I want you to know up front, most children love this program. They love the reading, the spelling, and the self-confidence building because it's totally different to anything that school offers. But if your child doesn't love it, take us up on the 30-day money-back guarantee and ask us for your money back. That's what I want you to do. You've got nothing to lose, but instead, if this works, you're going to get a happy, healthy, confident child who's ready to get on with their life and live life to the fullest. Children don't grow out of having a learning difficulty. So if you do nothing about them struggling, nothing is going to change for them. In fact, the gap will widen. So be aware of that. There's plenty of research that's been done on it. And just so you know, our program platform does become overwhelmed from time to time. And as a result, we restrict the numbers of members using the program while we're continually upgrading it behind the scenes. However, we have had a recent upgrade and we are in the process of welcoming new members. So hence why I'm talking about this today. So I look forward to seeing you on the webinar. If this is something you need, or if you want to learn something new, I know a lot of teachers watch it simply so they can apply it, the methods that I use in their classrooms, and that's just really clever. So well done. So this link is going to be here for the next week. You can register to watch the webinar here, and here's to your child's success. And as I said, look at some of those testimonials, because you will hear some beautiful stories about children whose lives have been transformed, and make my day, every day, such a happy day. So I'm all about making children happy, because making children happy and making their families happy makes me happy. So I hope you guys have a great day. I look forward to seeing you again next week, and I can't wait to share some more information with you. We are starting something new next week, and I'll give you some hints as the week unfolds. Something that you are not going to want to miss is going to be starting next week. So I look forward to talking to you then, and I will see you then. So bye for now.